the team, which of course contains also Nelson Piquet, the twice world driving champion, and Jeff Brabham. Jeff Brabham said, and Brabham, of course, a great driver in his own right, said, we take our cues from Gary. So you can see that even at the age of 51, he commands great respect from other talented drivers.
And Gary loses it. Scrapes along the wall. Boy, it almost got airborne there for a second. But he gets it to a stop. Obviously, he's going to be okay. There is some damage to the car. From this angle, it doesn't look that severe. Bobby Unser, what did you see?
Well, we saw it all just perfectly coming around. What Gary did was he tried to cure it. The lap before, I told you, he went in just a little bit early, came out a little bit wide. This time, he went out wider and tried to hit the apex a little bit later, which would be a normal way of what he should have done. Unfortunately, the rear end just came right loose on the car very gradually. It didn't snap. Nothing broke on the car. Just came around real easy. And then he just slid right around and hit the wall. An awful lot of smoke. Here he is coming around right here, you can see. You just watch the rear end. It'll slowly start coming. He's in a perfect place on the track, but the rear end just slowly starts coming around. Nothing on the car broke. You see all the smoke. This is what I was seeing. The smoke was coming right up where we are. The car right there almost got airborne, almost turned upside down. When you get the air underneath it like that, it'll do that. But he really didn't hit the wall too hard, and like you said, Paul, I really don't think the car's going to have all that much damage.
He was averaging 218.484 miles an hour. Had completed his third lap at 2:18.2 for that lap, was working his final lap when he lost it in the second turn.
One of the motivations that the engineers had when they narrowed the turns here was to try to keep the cars closer to the walls as they were going through the turns to reduce the angle of incidence should a driver lose control. And I think it worked perfectly there. Had he been down on the apron, he might have spun up more and hit at a bigger angle.
Sam, and out of all of the accidents that we've seen so far this month of May, we've seen this track is a whole lot better. Nobody's hitting the wall nearly as hard as they used to, so what you've said has been working in every case that I've seen.
Interestingly enough, all the accidents in the month, save one, have been in the south turns, the first and second turn. Here is one in the second turn with Gary Bettenhausen.
See, the wind would have been blowing behind him as he came out of turn 2 here. The wind is blowing north out of the south.
Here he was as he worked through the short chute at the south end, made the turn, was high going into the corner, the back end.
See, just at the point where he lost it, he had the least downforce because the wind was suddenly behind him instead of ahead of him or beside him.
And you know, because of the real nice position that we have this year down here in turn 2 up in the home and suite, we can really see these things kind of happening before they happen. So I've never seen anything as nice as I have down here this year.
Did you feel the impact, Bobby, below you?
Well, I certainly heard it. Even with my earphones on, I could hear it really loud.
So Gary Bettenhausen's car now on the hook. He is out of the car and okay. We'll return with more of the Indianapolis 500 time trials after this message and a word from our ABC stations.